Yo, 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 it's DJ Crypto. I'm back from your mom's basement. Here we go with another VGX Foundation update. They just came out a day ago with this tweet, and I had to redo some things because this was a pretty big drop. They announced this article, and we're going to go through that really quick. So if you're on X, I still call it Twitter, follow the VGX Foundation. They just put this out a day ago with this article, and this is what it is. Takes us to Medium, but there's a lot of news in here, so we're just going to break it down, go through it, give a brief summary and thoughts about some of these things, and see where we end up. But the VGX Foundation plays a critical role in fostering the VGX ecosystem by supporting game developers, promoting token adoption, and driving long-term value for VGX token holders. And again, VGX used to be the Voyager token, no longer has any association with Voyager. A new organization called the VGX Foundation owns and operates this token, and its contract with the same liquidity that it had in other places. Some minor changes, but that token is now owned by someone new, which is called the VGX Foundation, no longer Voyager. And they've done other things, and we'll cover it in this article as well. As most of you know, as it talks about in this next paragraph, they recently made a significant strategic acquisition by acquiring the intellectual property assets of SafeMoon out of bankruptcy. So again, Voyager goes bankrupt, has a token, gets fully liquidated for people like me and many others. Really got taken to town there. Lost it all, got liquidated, very little back. Still waiting on some more. SafeMoon, a completely different story, but they also go bankrupt. And that intellectual property, which is, um, I believe, their wallet and some other things, are also acquired by this VGX Foundation. And they're like merging these things together of whatever they could piece together to do their own roadmap. So, roadmap in crypto, looking ahead, what's coming next. It says it accelerated that by about a year by providing things like the non-custodial virtual asset wallet, partnering with a provider for a sophisticated cross-protocol bridge to facilitate the movement of digital assets. So if we've got all these different games going and earning these crypto tokens like VGX token, it's on all these different protocols. And so they've got to have a way to bring it all together, to bridge them and connect them, or else what's the point of being on all these different games? You're just limited to one chain or one protocol. So they're trying to expand that and bring more use, more utility, etc. They're also talking about an exchange and a DEX like system on number 3 here, and partnering with the operator of a centralized mobile exchange to transform it into a Web3 game focused platform. Okay, so they're just revamping what is old and making it new with a new purpose, new roadmap, etc. All right, so that's kind of a background. We've been talking about that, we've been catching up on that, and a little bit more here. The VGX smart contract acquisition secured the rights to the VGX smart contract. And people are asking me, why is that important? Okay. If you go and create a token, we've covered this, but if you go and create a token, where are you going to put it? You have to have a lot of cash and a lot of tokens to give to this and work out a deal to work with an exchange. They have to do all these tests to get it on there. And so to get this liquidity where people can trade it, use it, have value, it takes a while. It takes a lot of resources and a lot of time to get there. So you see these meme tokens take off. Well, they are very hard to buy at first. I had my own story with Shiba Inu back in the day, right? Very hard to buy at first. Then it goes on to places like Uniswap, and then it got on exchanges months later. Okay. It's difficult. So with something like this, they're not just pumping the meme community. They're trying to actually get a real use out of it, a real purpose. So this cut a lot of time and a lot of resources by acquiring this token. Initial services, securing critical services to support the foundation operations. Okay, they got to operate. Payroll, so whoever's on their payroll. Exchange listings, like I said, it takes a lot of resources. facilitating VGX token accessibility for a wider audience. They want to get on more exchanges, it looks like, more listings. Strategic token grants is a big thing of what they've already been doing. So they plug into that gaming world and they give grants to creators on games. Geno Pets, Honeyland is what they've already done. Safe Moon asset acquisition. Okay, so they've already used their tokens for this. They've acquired things like swaps, bridges, market NFT marketplaces, dexes. So that's all in their kitty so far. PR and marketing, so they got to get their name out there. So if we held this token, which I have very little of it, like less than $100 of it, they got to promote who they are, what they're doing. They got to get out there. Okay, so there's that. The rationale. So why a new treasury? That's what this article is about. I forgot to mention. They're introducing a new treasury. Okay. So if you're on the Voyager side of things, which is my background in connection to this, of how I've heard about VGX, we were used to a marketing budget from Voyager that used VGX tokens for many different things. So we kind of have that in our minds. Safe Moon, I'm not sure that you had a treasury known. I'm not sure how that all worked. Maybe you can tell me about it or correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, but essentially, they use their own tokens to accomplish what they need. So, in some sense, there may be some negative connotation to this where our liquidity, where we put our cash in to get some tokens, is then being cashed out to some degree. Here, I think they tell us the amount of tokens they're going to end up trying to create. But to get cash value, if you will, on those things, it's got to be sold on the market or sold over the counter or something. So, in this regard, new treasury, the rationale for minting it. Why? Okay, so here we go. Continued technology integration, supporting ongoing and future technology integrations with projects like Gala Games. So, getting it to work isn't just pushing a button, flipping a switch, right? It takes some resources, time, uh, manpower, if you will, to get these things done to expand. So what they've already done, they've got to do it again. Token support. They want VGX token holders through market makers, including GSR and DWF, via the foundation's wholly owned subsidiary. So they are going to get it into more markets, more tradability, more liquidity. Okay. It takes tokens and cash. From what I know, it takes tokens and cash. So get that out there. Marketing and public relations. Okay. So what they've already done is probably smaller. They probably want to grow that and get a bigger public relations and marketing plan going. Okay. Collaborating with established marketing firms. So whoever that may be, raise awareness to drive VGX adoption. Get the word out there. What's going on? Okay. The more the merrier, or the more that people know about it, the better that goes. Grant programs are going to continue using that. But here's a big one. This will be crucial for fostering a thriving VGX ecosystem. This includes Shrapnel, Star Atlas, Zverse, and more. That's some pretty big name drops that I don't know if they've put out there that they're trying to be included in. Okay, so Shrapnel, I believe that's on Avalanche. Star Atlas, one of the biggest games in crypto. Zverse, another big following. So they're name dropping here to say, okay, we're going to try to plug our stuff into those things. There's some early information there. Okay, so maybe it's some pros and cons, give and take. Maybe we lose a little bit because I say I'm a very small holder, so I could care less. But if you're a VGX holder, maybe you're looking at this and say, okay, that might water it down a little bit. But with that, you're going to have the attachment of that token being earnable, usable with games and ecosystems like Shrapnel, Star Atlas, Zverse, and more. That's a pretty big deal right there. Okay, and here's a key part there. The goal is to also open the grant program up to proposals to be voted on for approval by the community. And there's a vote later on. It talks about where if you are a VGX holder in your wallet, you'll be able to vote on this. And some voting has already happened, but they have announced that they took a snapshot of the holders of VGX, so you can't go get some more VGX somehow to sway the voting. It's when this vote was started, they took a snapshot, and then people have gotten more or less whatever since then, moved it around, whatever. Okay, that can be used next time. They'll do another snapshot of whenever the next vote comes up. So when they launch this on us, they take a snapshot. That's the power, voting power that you get. Okay, that's pretty cool. Glad they already cleared that up. Ongoing operational expenses, staff salaries. I don't have a lot of information on that. I don't really know who all is involved, but BVI, Cayman, Korea, Singapore, okay, so they're all over. Cool. Social media management. We've seen some interns on there, so maybe they're making some money. Great. They're doing a good job for both SafeMoon and VGX and ongoing public relations efforts. Fantastic. Hopefully we do some fun things with that soon. Development. Currently, there is development team working on the SafeMoon IP assets. Okay, now you SafeMoon Army, right? I can't call you SafeMooners. I've been told that's a no-no. So you SafeMoon Army out there, SafeMoon holders, the IP assets endeavoring to integrate the VGX token into it. Okay, so SafeMoon, wallet, etc. Bring the VGX token into it, use it in that. We still don't have the information on swaps and things of that nature, but we've been told that that information is going to come from the main primary source, SafeMoon X account, not from the VGX Foundation, although they may retweet it or something. But that news of anything SafeMoon related is going to come through the SafeMoon account. It has like over 1 million followers, so be following that one or keep following that one. I'm sure you already are. The team will be moving in sprints. Okay, so they're going to be working fast to restore certain SafeMoon features. So I don't know too much about that one. I've been shared some of it, but by some of the community. But some of those features and products that you were familiar with, they're trying to restore them as well as bring the VGX token into those products. Fantastic. Great. Next, the Treasury allocation. Okay, here's the 76 million tokens. Woo, that's a lot. Okay, but it's like less than 10 cents. So it looks like it's about $7 million, something like that, as far as current market value. Okay, so they're going to allot it, about half of it is for VGX platform development integration with SafeMoon. So what most people connected to this are familiar with is SafeMoon. The bulk of the community for the VGX Foundation is the SafeMoon community. So half of this treasury is to develop and integrate SafeMoon assets with VGX token. Okay, that sounds good to me. Relaunching and upgrading SafeMoon wallet. Again, that's the primary source of community for this. I'm a minority in this. Most of the Voyager people could care less about VGX anymore, right? Because it's not the same thing. It doesn't have the same benefits. It doesn't have the same story. And most of us were damaged in that situation. And a lot of people were hurt by that. And a lot of people have a sour taste in their mouth over the VGX, but there's still some growing curiosity because of the familiarity of VGX to see what's going on. And people like inside information. People like to know what's going on. People like to know about something early. And there's a lot of that going on here, which is what drew my attention to it. But relaunching and upgrading the SafeMoon wallet, okay, that sounds good. But that seems to be connected with the one above. 37%, so another big chunk, ecosystem growth. A significant portion dedicated to fostering the VGX ecosystem. So again, development, integration, VGX, SafeMoon, that's like what, 70, 80, almost 80%. Okay, so what's the rest? Grant programs, 13 million tokens. Strategic partnerships, 4 million tokens. That's key partners like Gala Games, Genopets, and Honeyland. So that's the ones they've already done. Growing those, developing those, and going to get some more. Liquidity incentives, allocating a small portion to incentivize existing market makers to provide deeper liquidity for VGX. Okay, so when I got into it, I bought it on Coinbase. You can't just go straight up on Coinbase and buy it anymore. So maybe they're trying to get that back. Maybe they're going to get some volume there. Maybe they're going to get some trades going there. I don't know. That would be awesome. That's a big deal to be on Coinbase. But whatever else they try to get on, here's some tokens that they're going to do that with. Marketing campaigns, pretty small amount. Now we're in, the hundreds of thousands of dollars or something like that with this current market value. Community building, another small amount there. Initiatives on social media and other platforms. So maybe if you're following these accounts, be watching for these initiatives through social media and other platforms for community engagement. There's some tokens available there apparently for community engagement. So we'll see what that is. That kind of piques my interest. Operations and development. Okay. 11% there. Staff salaries, about half of that. So it looks like about 5% toward that. Technology integration, and if they're using VGX, if they're giving staff salaries in VGX, that's cool. Technology integration and reserves. Great. Transparency and accountability. I know this is a longer video than normal, but again, we're just talking through it, summarizing. Let me know what you think in the comments. Just here to go over it and get it out there in another venue, another arena other than Twitter, X. So here's the 3 points of transparency and accountability. Regular updates on VGX token holders on the utilization of the new Treasury funds through the detailed reports. Okay. One thing I really like is transparency. So we'll see how this plays out, but I like to know what's going on. That sounds good. Establish a clear governance framework. I'm not a big fan of governance, but this is bringing a huge community into the fold from the Safe Moon side of things. And so if that's what they're familiar with, if that's what's good for the community, great. I'll be watching and interested. Never been a big fan. I've always trusted the people who ran this thing to run it other than the community, but hey, we'll see. I know the community is big on this project because of the damages, right? So whether it's the Voyager history and primarily here, the Safe Moon side of things, where essentially everything was lost and everything was halted, that's a big deal. Community wants to be heard, wants to be engaged with, and conduct ongoing reviews and make potential adjustments to the allocation percentages. Okay, so they might have to change some things around based on how it goes. Fantastic. If they do, I think they're doing some voting. And here you go at the very bottom. So, conclusion, minting new Treasury is critical for ensuring the foundation's long-term sustainability. It's the next step in growth and sustainability. And a call to action, we urge you to vote. Carefully consider this proposal and cast your vote. A successful vote will empower the foundation to continue its mission of building and thriving a VGX ecosystem. And you would be able to click through this and vote on the proposals. It's connected to a wallet that you load in there that has your VGX tokens. So go through that if you will and have yourself a time. So there's the big news article. Review it, read it, check it out, vote if you want to, and let me know what you think below, what you like, what you don't like. I'm trying to get some feedback on this. This is new to me. I'm getting into this. I'm looking into it. Considering growth in VGX just because I want to. I'm never going to urge you to buy or anything like that. This is not for that. This channel is not for that. Just giving the news, just giving the information, no financial advice whatsoever. So thanks for watching the video. Thanks for checking it out. Let me know in the comments, good or bad, whatever you think, and we'll go from there. And we'll see you all next time.